Before I go back to church, let me say this about these Kountry Wayne skits. They're getting redundant and repetitive at this point. For those of y'all that be on these panels every single day talking about these Kountry Wayne skits, please explain to me why. It is the same redundant cycle. Let me explain. You have Noelle, you have Amanda. They're both going through the same thing. And Erica. They're all going through the same thing. You have three women that are in relationships with men, and these men basically have women that can't let go, that want to take their places, and basically are framing these men for stuff that they're not doing, and these women are actually sitting up here believing these women. And they're going to lose their man, not because they cheating, not because they doing anything wrong, because in all actuality, they're not doing anything wrong. Then you have Amber and Sonny. They're the same person. Amber and Sonny make the exact same mistakes. Both of them cannot make any choices, any decisions, nothing. Dumb blonde syndrome. Every time they make decisions, they second guess themselves. They question themselves. Just like the fact that Sonny is going back to Mike after Mike chose Melissa. And Amber going back to Anthony after what he did with her best friend. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit up here and say that the fact that Shayla took advantage of him when he was drunk was one thing. But he went over there and slept with her 2 or 3 times after that. So, no, I don't at this point. But just like when it comes to the situation with Noelle and, who is it? Noelle and Nadia. Same thing. Like I said, the fact that you got this redundant nonsense is crazy to me. But then again, it shows a bunch of valid points. Number one, with Dee and Ralphie. Momo is a very attractive girl. I'm not going to say that she's not. But the fact that she slept with Ralphie and the look on her face when she did, she never wanted to sleep with Ralphie. And she's embarrassed because he's a big dude. That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, like I said, this happens all the time. For y'all to sit here and tell me that this stuff don't happen every single day, talk to therapists who will tell you otherwise. See, here's the thing. Everything that Tyler Perry puts out, everything that Kountry Wayne puts out, guess what? People like myself and other people that are coaches or therapists or psychologists or counselors, we have to debunk every single day. So we can't look at these Kountry Wayne skits the way everybody else look at them. I don't have to talk about these Kountry Wayne skits every single day to basically know it's a revolving door. It is. Every character is from either one skit or another skit or somebody else's skit. Just like J-Mo's situation, that was nothing but Ty and Rico situation. So at the end of the day, like I said, it's a revolving door because number one, they're not on a syndicated app or whatever you want to call it. So like I said, it's just the same regurgitated nonsense. Just like eventually the situation that happened with Mike and Shayla is going to happen when Shayla move on. And let me also use that for example. When Shayla got them flowers and she realized they were from Chad and they weren't from Anthony, she was pissed off because they weren't from Anthony. Then she blatantly disrespect Chad because the fact that she thinks that Chad don't make enough money. And the only reason she's saying that because she saw Iman. So I think she's going to try to start talking to Iman. And that's going to be a whole nother ball game if she does start talking to Iman. So they do bring Iman onto the show, and Shayla is dating Iman, and Anthony finds out that she's dating a basketball player. That would really be interesting. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not surprised because there are women out here like Shayla. Shayla ain't nothing but another version of Flawless. And as for Flawless, she's just another example of Melissa. So again, you have the same type of characters, just different names. So I don't understand why y'all are on here talking about these Kountry Wayne skits every day when, like I said, you can take two characters and basically talk about them at the same time. So you can sit there and talk about Melissa and talk about Flawless at the same time. You talk about Melissa and who is it? Who else around me of Melissa? Melissa and Momo. So, like I said, if you want to talk about Melissa, the fact that Melissa is allowing Dom, to keep her from working in that store is ridiculous. The only reason that Dom did that because Dom want that store. Because I promise you, Dom is gonna say something about working in that store and basically getting that store back up and running. I promise that's what she gonna do now that Melissa is gone. And the fact that Melissa thinks she gonna make all this money doing shopping for these whoever, I don't understand. See, that's what I'm saying. Melissa ain't never gonna get nowhere until she get away from her mama. Her mama is steady bringing her down. So, like I said, every time Melissa gets somewhere where she need to be, somebody is ending up pulling her right back down to the ghetto, and that's the problem, pulling right back down to the gutter. Cause me personally, if Jocelyn would have came to me, I'd have been like, I'll be there Monday. You willing to breach a contract because you don't want to be around Mike because you listening to Dominique. Girl, you was letting Dominique mess up your bag. And then when you find out the truth that she's trying to go after Mike, then what? You gonna sit up there and feel stupid because you gave up a whole entire store for her. See, that's what I'm saying. Stupid nonsense like that. See, too many people end up messing up their blessings because of other people. Listening to other people. Letting other people lead you astray. All because they don't want you to win. It's crazy to me. Because ain't no way in the world I'd have gave up my stuff. Ain't no way. I'd have been in that store. I'd have been working. I'd have been making money. I would have bought Mike out, and that would have been it. Like I said before, she could have had Trill help her buy that store, or she could have had the other girl help her buy that store. So at the end of the day, the fact that Melissa is willing to walk away all because of Mike, that is stupid. I'm sorry. I am not letting nobody mess up my bag. I don't care if me and that man ain't together. I'm still gonna make my money. I'm still gonna be able to work with him. I'm still gonna be able to do what I need to do. And that's just it on that. And when I make enough money to buy him out, I'm gonna buy him out. That's what I would do. But then again, that's how I do things. I ain't letting nobody. I don't care if it's an ex, baby daddy. It don't matter. I am not letting nobody mess up my bag. I'm so sorry. I'm just not. So the fact that she's willing to walk away from that store and don't want to go back to that store because of Mike, that is absolutely ridiculous. And I really wish that girl, the one that she was doing the challenge with, I need her to come back. Because I need her to talk some sense into Melissa. Because I promise you, I think that girl is the one that's going to make Melissa go back. But see, I don't know why. But then again, here we go. The writers. So like I said, why do y'all want to put Melissa back in the... See, that's what I'm saying. Why do y'all want black women to just always stay down? That black women can never accomplish nothing without somebody trying to tear them down for some reason. Just like 300,000 black women lost their jobs, and here we are. It don't make no sense. It don't. And like I said, it's always the ones that basically are the good women are the ones they tear to shreds. Just like Sunny. Sunny can't make no decisions by herself. She don't even trust herself. And that is crazy. The fact that you still want Mike after what he did with Melissa is crazy to me. And like I said, the fact that Dom is acting insane because of what Terry did, and now you want Mike back, girl, come, I can't at this point. I can't. And see, that's what I'm saying. How much longer are we gonna go through this nonsense with these skits? It don't make no sense. That's why now I only do them once a week because I can't at this point. They need new writers. They need to go ahead on and put this on a syndicated platform, Netflix, YouTube, somewhere. Because this don't make no sense. It don't. Because like I said, Anthony is going to sleep with Sheila again. And we're going to be right back where we started. And then y'all going to be up there complaining. And I'm just going to shake my head. So at the end of the day, like I said, I stand on what I said. And I'm not apologizing for nothing. At the end of the day, I ain't. Because it's now become redundant and repetitive. And like I said, they don't know how to... It's like they forget what they wrote. They forget what they did. So, I can't at this point. Bye, y'all, because